COASTLIFE Friday is fast approaching, and Friday is going to be a special day for us because we are taking COASTLIFE on the road. We're going to be doing the live pre-show from the Berlin bathtub races, and then you'll be able to catch the races themselves live on Delmarva Sports Network.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to be hot on that day. It's already hot today.
Oh, yeah.
It's muggy out.
Why do you think the hair is up?
I'm thrilled for us to get into the summer season, but it is a good reminder when it's like already warm as I go to the gym early in the morning, like you know it's going to get hot.
That's always so nostalgic for me though, because I feel like I was always the early riser in my house, and that was like to get a moment to myself. And so like I would go outside while the grass was still wet, and it's like that little summer haze. And so like when I step outside early in the morning and I feel that, I'm like, summer vacation is what it reminds me of.
And I mean, we live on the coast. We live near the beach. We want warm weather. It's the whole reason for being here. So it's nice that it is starting to heat up and get us legitimately into that summer season for everybody.
It is, and I feel like we do this every single year where like June is sometimes a slow go and we're like, oh, it's never going to be summer. And then out of nowhere, it's all summer all the time, and we love that. But we're your hosts. I'm Leah Rizzo.
And I'm Charlie Sokaitis.
And one thing we wanted to talk about, because if you've been watching COASTLIFE, you may notice I normally wear my Fitbit. But as I've
sitting on the ground right now.
Sitting on the ground right now, because as I've been going back and editing pieces and I'm looking at it and I'm like, does the Fitbit kill the fit? Does it kill the vibe?
Does it fit the fit?
I don't think it usually does. And it kills me because I love to know my steps, and I go up and down these steps all the time, and I want to know my stats, all right?
But to be fair, when you're on the couch, not a lot of steps you're getting in right here. So if you're just taking it off for our segments here, I don't think it's going to be a big problem. We brought this up though more in reference to like weddings and events where you might be dressing a little fancier for, and does your Apple Watch or your Fitbit or whatever, does it fit in with that style, with that look, or does it sort of detract from what you're trying to present?
And I really do think it does. I mean, unless you've swapped the band out for something a little bit classier, because I know that there are like some Apple Watch bands that are like, chain bands. They're cute, they're fancier. So I think if you swap that out, but otherwise it does give Spy Kids just a little bit. Like it gives a little bit like cereal box prize when you're all dressed up.
And I think I'm going to actually flip my opinion a little bit on this because I wasn't as against it as I wasn't against it the other day. And we started talking about how you can get those little different bands and that'll class it up a little bit, but it still looks kind of weird to have like the classy band and then just like a small TV screen on your arm. Like that isn't specifically fashionable in my opinion. So they're great devices. If you like using them for working out, if it's how you keep up with all your information. I know a lot of people text and talk text on there. So there are a million reasons to have these devices, but I do think that with the certain outfits, especially if you're really trying to glam it up a little bit, it does stick out like a sore thumb, even if you get the different band.
It definitely does. And I feel like I wasn't even really aware of my wrists until starting in television, and our showrunner was like, Leah, you gotta lose the hair ties. So I'm like, oh. And I've stopped wearing hair ties almost on my wrist entirely because I'm like, if I even have it on, I will forget to take it off. And I was like, it does kill the vibe, doesn't it? Like I never would have noticed that in 100 years, but that's why we have showrunners. They see all.
They see everything all the time, I promise you. But it's not the only tech-related problem we're going to talk about today, so I have to bring my phone out. I don't know how you hold your phone at home. I don't know how you do yours. I hold mine like this, and if you see, I've got my pinky finger at the bottom here, and it kind of just nestles in there. And my wife and I were talking yesterday, and she was talking about, and I didn't notice that I had this too, and I do. I've got like a little divot now in my pinky, because I'm always holding my phone and I hold it pretty constantly. So I went to the interwebs. I wanted to see if this is like a legitimate problem. And, am I going to lose a pinky down the line? What's going on? Good news is you're not going to do that. It's believed to be caused by the weight and the pressure of the phone resting on the pinky while you hold your phone. And while it is not considered to be dangerous, it is something that you can notice, and here are some of the things it says. Generally not considered a serious health concern and not a medical diagnosis. The divot is usually temporary and disappears when the phone is removed from the pinky. I got news for you. Until we get away from phones altogether, my phone's not going to be removed from the pinky. It's the only way I know how to hold it. So until we get like VR glasses for everybody, it's probably going to keep happening.
I think the one thing that has saved me from holding my phone like that too much is this little guy here.
But I wonder if you get a divot in
probably
a different
on a
place
different finger.
because of that.
Yeah, probably because I'll hold it like this nowadays.
Nowadays.
Nowadays, I hold my phone like this. But I feel like hands are so interesting. Like I feel like you can tell a lot about a person from their hands. And when Lily was here last week, and I was just kind of sitting on the couch, and she out of nowhere was like, "Do you paint?" And I was like, "Yes." "How did you know that?" Because she and I have actually never talked about that, I don't think. And she was like, "Your hands, my fingertips kind of curve up like this." And I've actually always been a little self-conscious about it because I feel like sometimes when you see like dancers and the way that dancers hold their hands, it's always so elegant. And I'm like, mine don't look like that when I do anything. So I was like, oh, I didn't know. She was like, a lot of creative people that I know who paint, their fingertips curve up. And I was like,
and I assume that's just having to do with how you're either holding the paintbrush, the pressure you're putting on it.
I think I have a definite.
Before we started rolling, we were talking about how do you hold your pencil and pen? Is it a little different for everyone? One of our editor producers over here, Brandon, holds it like an absolute psycho. He's like got the wrong fingers on there. I don't know what's going on there, but everybody does do it just a little bit different. And I think that if you were an artist, when you get into that detail, you probably do put a little bit more pressure on than the average person does, even when they're writing or when they're doing something else. So.
I think the way I would be absolutely horrified to see a picture of myself painting, because I'm sure it's like hunchback, legs up.
And you're like, your head's like a weird.
I'm sure it's not a good look. I'm sure it's like, are you okay? There you go. We've humbled Leah today on Coast Life. What's new? But we do have a show to get to. Lots of fun. Let's see what's coming up today on the show.
And it's a big holiday coming up, Juneteenth, and in West Rehoboth, where there is a deep history for African Americans along the coast. They're going to have a celebration. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
And we're going to celebrate a lot of art with that as well. But also, if you've been looking to move into a Schell Brothers community and you've got some questions, well, we know the folks that have some answers with an upcoming event this weekend.
And a great book, a great story. It's called Every Moment Matters, and it highlights somebody you might not expect, somebody who is just seen doing the right things, and it's really inspirational. You want to stay tuned for that.
Can't wait for it. All that fun and more is coming up on Coast Life.
Coast Life is sponsored by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Schell Brothers, and the Parker Group.
We always love a good reason for celebration down here along the coast, and we've got one coming right up. The West Rehoboth Juneteenth Celebration. That is what is on the way. I've got two great guests here. We've got Leah Beach and Antoine Van. Leah, you're with the Developing Artists Collaboration. How are you guys involved with the Juneteenth celebration?
So we actually are located right in the heart of West Rehoboth, and we have had our facilities in this incredible community since 2016. So over the years, we really had an opportunity to get to know the rich history and realized it was wildly undiscovered. So we actually dedicate it to bringing on an artist who's actually the son of our project historian and coming together with the community to create a historical mural to represent the history. And then in 2022, it turned into a Juneteenth celebration.
So not only do we have our project historian here in Antoine, but your son is the artist?
Terrence Van, yes he is.
How does that feel as a proud father?
So close to Father's Day, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Also, my father is involved in the project as well, and he'll be there for the Juneteenth celebration. So it'll be my father, me, and my son. So we'll have 3 generations worth of Van men.
Well, I love that. That's a fantastic addition to the entire story. But how do you come by this entire thing? How are you involved? What made you want to be a part of this?
Well, back in 2012, I had the misfortune of my grandparents passing away, but in clearing out their home, I found a lot of historical documents, deeds, receipts, all kinds of things there go all the way back to the 1800s. So I wasn't much of a historian up until that point.
That's kind of what sparked your interest?
That is exactly what sparked my interest. And I thought a lot of people would be interested in knowing some of the history of the area, because they were all from the Rehoboth Beach area, both going back 8 generations at least. So.
I think it is one of the interesting things about Rehoboth Beach's history, because we talk about it as the nation's summer capital, but it has a deep connection to the African American community as well. So when you look at that, and when you look at how you guys are celebrating it this coming up soon, what is the story you want to tell? What do you want people to know?
Well, I just want people to kind of look into the history, because like I said, me myself, I didn't know a lot about it, and it's my own family. So I think if people would kind of get involved in it, they'd be surprised at what they would learn.
Well, Leah, let me ask you some of the dates, important things people need to know if they want to go be a part of this celebration. What do we need the people at home to understand?
Yeah, well, I think a really cool thing that folks don't really know is that during Jim Crow, you couldn't be African American and live in downtown Rehoboth. So we're not only celebrating Juneteenth, we are celebrating in the little subsection of our beautiful community that was once a thriving community of color. And for us, being in that community and elevating these voices and sharing these stories, we need the whole area to come and celebrate that. And in Lewis, we have a wonderful Juneteenth celebration, as well as in Georgetown. So we are so proud to bring people to the community to learn the history. So the event is going down Thursday, June 19th. So we always try to celebrate it on Juneteenth. And it'll be at Westside Creative Market, as well as just down the street at our mural legacy wall. So folks would just have to go and park on the shoulder of Canal Crossing. There's also the church has some overflow parking as well, and it's a block party. So we want folks to come and enjoy not only the history and learn about the mural, but we're gonna have a series of speakers. So the event is from 4 to 9 p.m. And then the speakers will take place from 5:30 until 7:30. We're gonna have Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester's gonna be there. Yeah. We have our MCs. We're gonna have spoken word, live performances. We're gonna be honoring the history. So there's also gonna be an exhibition of mural artwork from Terrence Mann.
Yes.
And then for folks that can't join us on Juneteenth, the next night, DAC has our Fresh Art Fridays, and we're gonna be doing a whole exhibition on Terrence. So it'll be his show.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Folks can come and they can meet Antoine and they can take a tour of the mural. So the following night, it's going to be the same deal. It's just same time, same place, just, I guess, a smaller scale.
So let me ask, Antoine, with your son, are you also an artist, or is this something that he developed and you were like, where'd that come from? How did that go in the family?
I used to dabble a little bit, but no, he's more of my father's actually an artist as well. He does pastels and portraits and things like that, but I'm not gonna say it skipped the generation, but he picked up the ball a little bit more than I did.
You've got some skills, he's taken it to maybe a different level.
Yes.
Well, I hope everybody gets a chance to get down there, see the mural, be a part of this great celebration. Get out, there's a lot to do, it sounds like, so you're gonna want to check it out. Maybe get there early enough so you don't have to fight all the parking.
Or ride a bike.
Ride a bike, take the buses, however you can get down that way. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it. We've got more Coast Life coming up your way, but again, remember, big event coming up for the Juneteenth weekend. Make sure you get out there and enjoy. Coast Life comes back right after this.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Schell Brothers.
Well, Coast Life, we know that our friends at the Schell Brothers are some of the busiest people on the planet because they're always planning awesome events for you. And so we've got our friends Sokaitis and Sheena Vanderhook joining us on the Coast Life couch today, because coming up this weekend, you guys have a really incredible event going on.
We do.
Love where you live. I mean, I know if you're living along coastal Delmarva, you love where you live. But tell us about this event and some of the details.
Sure. So it's a Love Where You Live Home Expo. So we're really focused on your home and the potential for you to have a new home with Schell Brothers.
Yes.
So we have our sales team will be there, our construction team will be there, and show you our patented shelter technology. We have a really cool booth set up. We'll have our Project Kudos there.
Nice.
And then we have all of our sister companies there as well. So Clean Energy, which does solar panels, which we'd love to put on Schell Brothers houses, but they will put them on anybody's house.
Nice.
Decor Direct is our furniture company. So they'll be there with a really cool lounge set up, so you can shop actually while you're there. They're going to have some little things there that you could actually buy right there. And then Creative Courtyards, who does all of our courtyards and patios.
We have Seaside Closets is coming. BB will be there doing screenings. Milton Theater, the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays. Preston Auto is bringing one of their new technology cars for us to show how clean energy can install the charging stations. State Farm representatives and some construction companies like that do side jobs and stuff like that.
Wow, so it's going to be pretty packed here,
Yeah.
full of all kinds of great vendor opportunities, I guess, if you will.
And then we have tons of fun stuff. We have axe throwing. We've got face painting for the kids. Starboard Bar will be open.
Nice.
Can't forget that.
Lots of food trucks will be
Yeah.
there, so you
Should
can
be
make a day out of it.
Yeah, it should be really fun. So it's
Yeah.
from 10 to 2 at Schellville. It's free, but if you register, we give away this super cute, we should have brought it, a free tote
Ooh.
to the first 1,000 registrants. So
Nice.
it's worth it to just go on and register because the totes are so cute.
Yeah, I think we have about 250 spots left for that. So
All right, so what I'm hearing is you got to go register, and you want to do so quickly if you want one of those super cute totes. But otherwise, I mean, I've been to several of the model homes that you guys have built in various neighborhoods, and I know that community is really at the heart of what you guys do at Schell Brothers a lot of the times. And so you're building spaces where you kind of bring back the old neighborhood feel, where
Yes,
people get
100%.
together and they get you know your neighbors in a lot of those
Truly.
communities. So why is an event like this kind of fitting, I guess, with you guys at Schell Brothers, your message as well as the communities that you build?
Yeah, so I think one of the fun things is we really wanted to expose our unique home buying journey, and we thought, everyone loves Schellville, so this is a great space to do it. And then hopefully you might go out and visit our model homes that are all in the area. We have so many open now that are just gorgeous.
Stunning.
After the Home Expo, which is from 10 to 2, we'll have little happy hours in all of our open models, so you can certainly go check them out, meet our team. Some of the sales team will be on site at the Home Expo to answer all your questions. We actually have these really cool VR goggles.
Ooh.
So you can also put them on and you can tour our design studio and you can
cool.
explore all of our models right from the VR set.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But that's also not the only event you guys have going on. I know you guys have a golf tournament coming up in July next
Yes,
month.
yes.
I also know that it's sold out, but tell us a little bit about this event and why it's so cool and why everybody wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's our first annual Schellville Golf Tournament. So it's to raise money for Schellville so that we can keep Christmas free. The community is really coming out and supporting us for this. We're really, really excited. It's a whole Christmas in July theme. So we'll actually have our train out there. Santa and Mrs. Claus are coming.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, it's
The
going to
same
be
Santa, the real Santa
The real
from the
Santa,
village.
yes.
Wow.
So yeah.
Santa's making a special trip
Yes, he
to the golf course.
is. He's flying in.
I
He
love
is,
that. That's Santa knows what's up. He knows what's up. And the train is amazing too. I got to ride it for the first time last year.
did?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
it's so fun.
So for folks who want to keep up to date on all the events that you guys have going on, or if they want to partake in this Saturday and they want to register, where should they go?
So Schellville.com has all, and you can click the events tab and you'll see everything in there. Also, our Facebook page and Insta page, we update all the time. But a Saturday, it's going to be a fun 4 hours. I think the weather, thank gosh, finally, is going to be good. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it'll be a great turnout, and a lot of our executive leadership will be there too. So you'll get to meet the team, which is really fun.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, see, there you go. Thank you, ladies, for coming in today and telling us about what's going on this weekend and what's going on with you guys at Schell Brothers and Schellville and all that you do to keep Christmas free, because I know that it's greatly appreciated here in the area. So thanks again for coming in.
Thank you for having us, as always.
Of course. So all of your questions could be answered if you're thinking about, moving into a Schell Brothers community, or you've just got some other little home update questions that can be answered this Saturday. But we've got more Coast Life to get to, a little bit more chatting to do when we get back.
You're watching Coast Life with Leah Rizzo and Charlie Sokaitis.
Men in trouble. That happens a lot around here when we start discussions, but we have to bring up this one specifically. I think that every guy I know who's lived with or been married to somebody, your wife has the special things that she needs for her beauty routine, but for some people that is more intense and more expensive than it is for other people. So I want to read a little bit here because a woman has locked her boyfriend out of her beauty cabinet. Here's what we know. A 28-year-old woman who relies on a $300 per month medical grade skincare routine. Now that is medical. She manages severe eczema. Finally locked her medical cabinet after her 30-year-old boyfriend repeatedly used the products without permission. She asked him to stop. He dismissed her concerns, saying it's just lotion, it's ridiculous. The breaking point came when he used an $80 facial serum that she had and a hand cream, prompting her to put that lock on the door. She told Reddit she couldn't afford to replace the products and that running out of them triggers eczema flare-ups. What say you, Leah, as somebody who probably does have a skincare routine?
I do have a skincare routine. It's not a medical grade one, and it's not. I would say it's probably it's not $300 a month. I would say it's probably like a mid-tier cost skincare routine, because I actually did try one that was supposed to be like glass skin, and I was so excited about it, but I found out I was getting so congested every time I used it.
Interesting.
So I had to have been like allergic to a product or something, and I was like, I can't breathe.
But what do you think?
But my skin looked amazing.
Fair or foul here to put the thing on there?
I in a way, I do think it's fair, because it actually sounds like he is not respecting what she's saying and her boundaries. It sounds like she has broken it down and said, please, like, don't use this stuff. It's for this specific reason. Like, it's really expensive. And the fact that he's ignoring that altogether, I feel like could also prompt the lock. But beauty products are expensive. And I think a lot of times the men in our lives don't understand exactly what things are used for what purpose. And I know, like, I have like exfoliant sugar stuff in the shower, and my boyfriend goes, oh yeah, your shower rocks. I was like, you're gonna call them shower rocks. I don't know that I want you to use them, but I think you can. I don't think she's wrong here.
I'm going to go a step forward. Break up with this man.
I'm actually also kind of in that territory.
He does not respect you. He is not listening to you. You've made it very clear that this stuff is expensive and important to you, and it has a medical effect when you don't have it. This is the wrong person to be with. This is not the kind of person that cares about what's going on in his partner's life. It's really simple. Try and be doing good things for the person you're with. Like, if they're telling you, like, don't use this because it physically will cause me pain at some point, then don't use it. Men aren't really out there doing full facial routines every single day anyway, so it almost seems
men have that 7-in-1 shower shampoo, soap,
shower shampoo, body wash, dandruff /
one bottle does it all for you guys somehow.
Also could be used as oil for your car, whatever.
Exactly, but no, I'm actually I didn't want to make it a whole spill the tea, but I think you're right.
No, we got to get rid of this guy.
He's got to go.
He's got to go. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, because your man should learn to care a little bit. I know mine. Like the other day, I had a brighter blush on, and he was like, "You look like you got a little sun." He was like, "Unless that was blush," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "That was right," and I was like,
Boom.
"Yeah, you got it."
Listen, you don't have to be showing up with flowers every day or doing this. You just have to pay attention, like a little bit.
He's cracked the code, folks.
And by the way, I'm not guilt-free here. Like, I have not paid attention to things in my life that I should have, but especially when, again, it comes to something that is going to affect the health of the person you're with.
Yes.
If they're not caring about that,
what else?
What do they actually care about in terms of being a good supportive partner? This guy's got to go.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's tempting to say, "Oh, what's the big deal? It's just lotion," but it's not just lotion. This is a bigger conversation in hand. So.
It is a indicator of other bigger things.
Yup. So pay attention out there, guys. All right? It's not that hard. Coming up on Coast Life, though, we're going to be taking a trip down the road to Mid-South Audio to hear a little bit of music that's coming your way.
Oh, it's another day down here at Mid-South Audio. We always love when we get into the studio space, and we have a special guest for you today, Stephen O'Boyle. How you doing, man?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Love the entire outfit, the vibe, but for our viewers at home, can you tell them a little bit, you're a singer-songwriter, what can they expect with your music?
A party. I want to play songs where Friday night you want to come out and you want to dance. I play all country music. Some of the music that I play is going to go back all the way till George Strait, Merle Haggard, Dolly Parton, and up to the present day, Lainey Wilson, Morgan Wallen, Shabuzi, and Post Malone's been a big help for me.
And we were talking before we started rolling here, you've got some new stuff that you're just now working on. What's that process like?
For me, it's very easy. These songs are about life here on Delmarva. They're about life with the family. And at some point in your life, you turn yourself to art and turn yourself to religion. And I think that's what all of this is.
When did you turn to art? When did that really change for you?
Well, I'm an art teacher at Indian River High School for 23 years. And I've been playing music, drawing, and painting since a little kid. That was something that was instilled in us as a child. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And then, obviously, clearly you must have the artistic side for that, but for the music, when did you really start getting out there, performing the way you are now, and trying to build a bit of a following?
As a Country singer, it's been 1 year. My very first gig was from a guy named Roger at the Sky Bar, downtown Ocean City. He had some trust in me, and he set the stage for the rest of the year. And I think this year we're playing a little over 100.
100
shows and
100
gigs.
shows in 365 days. That's
Yeah.
a lot of different shows. When you say it's a party when people come out to see you, we want to know what it's going to feel like.
Country music, for me, it just, every single song that I hear tells a story. So if you're coming, there's a whole bunch of entertainment, and the way people interact with the music is what really drives me to do it. Whether they dance or whether they sing along, or they're just enjoying a drink on a special evening with their significant other, I feed off of that energy every single time.
Well, we can't wait to hear you. What's this first song you're going to give us?
So this first song's called Country Enough, and this was me trying to deal with my own ego and am I country enough to sing country music? And I just think back to the time that you spent on the dock, and some of that imagery is still in my head as a child. Maybe you're checking crab traps and catching little bluefish and spot off the dock, and as you get older you're going hunting and you're learning how to supply and feed your family. And I think that's where a lot of this comes from. It's just thinking back to childhood and the way we live here in Delmarva.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. Let's go.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, get on. Mesh netting minnows, catching crabs in the creek. I was sun up to sundown every day of the week. I played the hardest of them all. So it seems every boy needs a diamond, had my field of dreams. Hey, hey! God gave me wheels for legs, you could not slow me down. I'd have tore apart this world, and if it wasn't for the sound of Dolly Straight, Cash in Denver, the real ones I can still remember. And I'd hammer every string, and I love to sing the King's top thing. Amarillo by morning, if it wasn't for the Queen, and I never know Jolene. Rest in peace, Toby, you're the one and only. I'll smash that cash, maybe I'll walk that line. So Buffett, oh lordy, how a pirate looks at 40. I love country, always made me feel like I'm sipping on a cold beer singing wagon wheel. Got me an old 6-string, Gibson hummingbird. Sang Merle Haggard on a vinyl, I knew every dang word. And I'd hammer every string, 'cause I love to sing King's top thing. Amarillo by morning, if it wasn't for the Queen, I never know Jolene. Rest in peace, Toby, you're the one and only. I'll smash that cash, maybe I'll walk that line. So Buffett, oh lordy, how a pirate looks at 40. And I'd hammer every string, and I love to sing King's top thing. Amarillo by morning, if it wasn't for the Queen, I never know Jolene. Rest in peace, Toby, you're the one and only. I'll smash that cash, maybe I'll walk that line. Some Buffett, oh lordy, how a pirate looks at 40.
Stephen O'Boyle bringing that party with him. We're going to have more coming up from Mid-South Audio right after the break. Oh, it's another day down here at Mid-South Audio. We always love when we get into the studio space, and we have a special guest for you today. Stephen O'Boyle, how you doing, man?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Love the entire outfit, the vibe, but for our viewers at home, can you tell them a little bit, you're a singer-songwriter, what can they expect with your music?
A party. I want to play songs where Friday night you want to come out and you want to dance. I play all country music. Some of the music that I play is going to go back all the way till George Strait, Merle Haggard, Dolly Parton, and up to the present day, Lainey Wilson, Morgan Wallen, Shabuzi, and Post Malone's been a big help for me.
And we were talking before we started rolling here, you've got some new stuff that you're just now working on. What's that process like?
For me, it's very easy. These songs are about life here on Delmarva. They're about life with the family. And at some point in your life, you turn yourself to art and turn yourself to religion. And I think that's what all of this is.
When did you turn to art? When did that really change for you?
Well, I'm an art teacher at Indian River High School for 23 years. And I've been playing music, drawing, and painting since a little kid. That was something that was instilled in us as a child. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And then, obviously, clearly you must have the artistic side for that, but for the music, when did you really start getting out there, performing the way you are now, and trying to build a bit of a following?
As a country singer, it's been 1 year. My very first gig was from a guy named Roger at the Sky Bar, downtown Ocean City. He had some trust in me, and he set the stage for the rest of the year, and I think this year we're playing a little over 100. 100 shows and
100
gigs.
shows in 365 days. That's
Yeah.
a lot of different shows. When you say it's a party when people come out to see you, we want to know what it's going to feel like.
Country music, for me, it just, every single song that I hear tells a story. So if you're coming, there's a whole bunch of entertainment. And the way people interact with the music is what really drives me to do it. Whether they dance or whether they sing along or they're just enjoying a drink on a special evening with their significant other, I feed off of that energy every single time.
Well, we can't wait to hear you. What's this first song you're going to give us?
So this first song's called Country Enough, and this was me trying to deal with my own ego and am I country enough to sing country music? And I just think back to the time that you spent on the dock, and some of that imagery is still in my head as a child. Maybe you're checking crab traps and catching little bluefish and spot off the dock, and as you get older you're going hunting and you're learning how to supply and feed your family. And I think that's where a lot of this comes from. It's just thinking back to childhood and the way we live here in Delmarva.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. Let's go.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, get on. Mesh netting minnows, catching crabs in the creek. I was sun up to sundown every day of the week. I played the hardest of them all. So it seems every boy needs a diamond, had my field of dreams. Hey, hey! God gave me wheels for legs, you could not slow me down. I'd have tore apart this world, and if it wasn't for the sound of Dolly Straight, Cash in Denver, the real ones I can still remember. And I'd hammer every string, and I love to sing the King's top thing. I'm a real by morning if it wasn't for the Queen, and I never know Jolene. Rest in peace, Toby, you're the one and only. I'll smash that cash, maybe I'll walk that line. So Buffett, oh lordy, how a pirate looks at 40. Yeah, I love country, always made me feel like I'm sipping on a cold beer singing wagon wheel. Got me an old 6-string, a Gibson hummingbird. Sang Merle Haggard on the vinyl, I knew every dang word. And I'd hammer every string, 'cause I love to sing King's top thing. I'm a real by morning if it wasn't for the Queen. I never know Jolene. Rest in peace, Toby, you're the one and only. I'll smash that cash, maybe I'll walk that line. Some Buffett, oh lordy, how a pirate looks at 40. And I'd hammer every string, and I love to sing King's top thing. I'm a real by morning if it wasn't for the Queen. I never know Jolene. Rest in peace, Toby, you're the one and only. I'll smash that cash, maybe I'll walk that line. Some Buffett, oh lordy, how a pirate looks at 40.
Stephen O'Boyle bringing that party with him. We're going to have more coming up from Mid-South Audio right after the break. We got another song for you here, and this one seems like a lot of fun.
Got a body like a battle axe.
All right, we're going to get out of the way so you can take it all the way to the end. Here we go.
to the beach. It's the sea she craves. I'll teach you how to send it and ride big waves. Snags a nice set. I see her smile. Happiest I've been in a long, long time. She got a body like a battle axe, with the angel voice that she don't hold back. Hot as hell, but she cut me no slack. Pops off that wave and I see her looking back. She tryna give me a heart attack, waiting for her to paddle out back. Stronger than a lumberjack, sweeter than a crackerjack. We go downtown and we surf the sunsets, catching long lines that she'll never, ever forget. Full moon rising, I ain't holding nothing back. I wanna squeeze it tight in that bright moonlighting. I kiss them lips, but the sun starts blinding. Moonlit walk, tide starts rising. Sleeping on the beach, she got me stargazing. That girl's smile is so amazing. She got a body like a battle axe, with an angel voice that she don't hold back. Hot as hell, but she cut me no slack. Pops off that wave and I see her looking back. She tryna give me a heart attack, waiting for her to paddle and back. Stronger than a lumberjack, sweeter than a crackerjack. I said I'm standing on the shoreline, always looking super fine, up and down the Atlantic coastline. She's so salty, she's so fine. I said I'm standing on the shoreline, always looking super fine, up and down the Atlantic coastline. She'll never be mine. She got a body like a battle axe, with the angel voice that she don't hold back. Hot as hell, but she cut me no slack. Pops off that wave and I see her looking back. She tryna give me a heart attack, waiting for her to paddle out back. Stronger than a lumberjack, sweeter than a crackerjack. Oh.
Stephen O'Boyle, everybody. If that's not a Delmarva vibe, I don't know what is. Great to hear from you.
Thank you, brother.
Go find his music. You're going to love it. We got more Coast Life coming up next.
Coast Life, in case you didn't know, you're not keeping count. We are. There's only 2 more days left until the official start of summer, June 20th. That is what kicks off our summer season officially. And here along coastal Delmarva, that's our favorite time of year because that's when we get to see all of the action in and around the beaches. And it's just, the days last longer and I can't wait. But whatever you are celebrating this summer, make sure you do it at Bayside Resort Golf Club in Selbyville. So if you're celebrating a wedding or an anniversary, a baby shower, retirement party, whatever you're celebrating, do it with our friends at Bayside Resort Golf Club in Selbyville. Just those 2 more days left to go. But unfortunately, the time with you is up. Coast TV News at 5 is up next. Charlie is downstairs getting ready for it. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.